How can a man reach the true faith in just 5 steps? Is there a creator or not? Is there one God or are there many gods? If God exists, did he create the world without meaning or with providence? How do we know God's providence? Who says he is the messenger of the Creator for us to hear what the Creator wants from us? How do we distinguish between the truthful message and the lie? What must I do with the messenger of God for true righteousness? In this program we will reach the truth, answering all these questions. Is there a creator or not? That is the new and old, the eternal question. The atheist denies the existence of God, raising the question, where does God appear from? In the meantime, overlooking the answers to the 2 questions. Where did the primordial matter come from, which, according to the Big Bang theory, after its explosion and division, created the universe? How does he accept the existence of meaningless matter created out of nothing, and not the existence of an all-knowing and almighty creator, which the boundaries of the physical mind can't comprehend? How does nature rest on constant physical laws if there is no creator to establish them? Then the logic and contemplation about the universe lead each man, regardless of when and where he lives, to the belief in the existence of an almighty creator. We move on to the second logical question. Is there one God, or are there many gods? The answer is simple. The existence of more than one creator is impossible for 2 reasons. The first is, the laws of nature are the same in identical circumstances. And that wouldn't be possible if there wasn't only one creator. If there were more than one creator, the speed of light from the sun would be different to the speed of light from a different star, created by a different creator. Secondly, antiquity and eternity are inherent to a creator. So, there is no definition to his beginning. And if God has a beginning, what was there before him? How did his predecessor allow him to appear? Then the eternal creator has no beginning. If we accept that a new creator is trying to appear, the first God would thwart his appearance from the moment it starts. Otherwise, he would lose his infinite power, which is inherent to the God, the only master of all. The uniqueness and eternity are inherent to the Creator. We reach the third intuitive logical question. Whether this unique, almighty Creator has created the universe empty and without meaning, or it has its providence. Whatever our outlook on the universe, constellations, planets, and our solar system, the Earth, the atom, and the subatomic particles, if we look at other creations, they all lead us to certainty that it was all created with providence. Or is everything around us and within us chaotic? Even so, let us consider that it is all chaotic. Then it is pointless to search for God's providence and the messages to his creations. And that would mean our fate is decided by chance, without justice, without reckoning, and after death we will face whatever there is to come. Would we risk our fate for a single presumption that it is all chaotic chance? And when it turns out as is evident in all of the creations of Allah, from the galaxies to the atoms, that he didn't create this all in vain. Our minds lead us to accept the reasonable option, not the absurd one. In that case, the Creator, the Almighty, the Only, the Immortal, is the Master, the Judge, who did not create all this in vain. We reach the fourth logical question. How should I perceive God's providence? Who claims to be sent by God? Let's hear what God commands us. In human history, only 3 prophets of God carry God's divine religious message, commanding us to be obedient: Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. We must separate the righteous message out of the 3. It is pointless to consider that all 3 are truthful, if each one states that it carries the divine truth. Here we must cancel out all prejudice. Nothing will save us in front of God except our rational choice. Then we reach the 5th logical question. 5th, how to distinguish the truthful message from the lie? What must I do with the messenger of God for true righteousness? Judaism. If I belong to an Islamic or Christian family, can I become a Jew if I want to? No, of course not. A main pillar of Judaism is that the faith is given to a person only through a Jewish mother. What righteousness is that? A person receiving the truthful faith only through luck and predetermination, being born to a Jewish mother. This denies God of mercy and justice according to Judaism. Christianity. Jesus, may he rest in peace, carries the divine prophecy to all people. That doesn't exist in Judaism. Great! Then is Christianity the truthful faith and the message of God? The main pillar of Christianity is the Holy Trinity. The Father, Allah, the Son, Jesus or Christ, the Holy Spirit. There are different understandings from Gabriel to Mary, may she rest in peace, to other heresies which we will not discuss. Here we will stop at the Son. How can God have a son? This leads us back to the 2nd paragraph, where we asked the question, is there one God, or are there many gods? And then we answered. Then how could the prophet Isa, son of Mary, may they rest in peace, also possess the uniqueness and the antiquity and eternity which are inherent to the Creator? How can the Creator have a son when he is almighty and does not require help in his kingdom? Was Jesus lying that he is the Son of God, may Allah forgive us? Or people are lying on his behalf? How do Christians understand Jesus' words, may he rest in peace? John 20:17. Jesus said, "Do not hold on to me, for I have not yet ascended to the Father. Go instead to my brothers and tell them, I am ascending to my Father and your Father, to my God and your God." It is obvious. You can't trust followers of Jesus, may he rest in peace, who have warped this message as an authentic message from the merciful, almighty and righteous. You can point out fatal weaknesses in this message falsely attributed to Jesus, may he rest in peace. But it is enough for the perspicacious that Christianity denies monotheism. To be assured of its inconsistency, let us test the 3rd, final religion. As we reach the inevitable revelation of divine providence and his messages through one of the 3 religions, and by answering this in the 4th question, it is enough that we proved the inability to see the righteous divine message in Judaism or Christianity, to determine that the truth lies in the third message, Islam. But let us look at the main elements, the checking of which would prove that Islam is the righteous faith. Is this a religion of a select few, and without others, as is, for instance, Judaism? Thanks to the merciful Allah, it is a religion for all. Let's move on to the second point. Is this a religion of the only God, or of other gods equal to Allah? Say, He is Allah, who is one, Allah, the eternal refuge. He neither begets nor is born, nor is there to him any equivalent. Then this is the religion of the only God, which we do not see in Christianity. Third point, is this the religion of the merciful Creator or an unjust God? Whoever does a small good deed will be repaid. Whoever does a small bad deed will receive the same. And here we reach the righteous message, at the start of which we read, In the name of God most merciful, read in the name of thy Lord and Cherisher, who created man out of a mere clot of congealed blood. Proclaim, and thy Lord is most bountiful, he who taught the use of the pen, taught the man which he knew not. The peak of generosity is the path to knowledge, which God gives his slaves. This is the Creator, the most beneficent, the most merciful, the all-powerful, the most gracious, the most just, and master of judgment. Going through the 5 stages, we reach the true faith, the truthful message. And from this moment, all we read in Allah's message to us. Islam is the book and the sunnah of his Prophet. It is the value of true faith. In the name of God, most gracious, most merciful, praise be to God, the cherisher and sustainer of the worlds, the most gracious, most merciful, master of the day of judgment. Thee do we worship, and thine aid we seek. Show us the straight way, the way of those on whom thou hast bestowed thy grace, those whose portion is not wrath, and who go not astray.